Good morning. I am waiting for this to pop up. Okay, here it comes. Let me just make sure I can see everything. And that my paper's in the right spot. I need to pull it down a little bit. Hey Susie, how are you? Oh, I gotta turn my volume down. Okay. And I think I gotta refresh my screen on my iPad. Okay. Looks like, hey Sean. All right, I just gotta move this down a little bit. So my desk has been a complete mess with this class I've been doing this week. Susie, you gotta leave early? All right, well, you'll be here for as long as you can be then, right? So, but yeah, my desk had all this stuff over, this art journaling class. I am loving it, and it's making me get, of course I had to order a bunch of more stuff from Amazon, and I was able to pull out stuff that I bought a bunch of years ago and use it, but I'm really liking it. So that's been good this week. All right, so we're gonna do square cards today, and but first I want to show you some swaps I got. This one I got from Mary Wesh. This is a one of the slim lines, so it's, you know, like 8 3/4 or 8.5 by 3.5. Yep, 3.5, 8.5. Now, I think she sponged this background. It's really smooth feeling. And then she's got embossed in silver. And then this balmy blue glitter paper that is really smooth. I like it. I like that size. Then I got another one. I love these purples together. This is Highland Heather and pretty sure Gorgeous Grape. And some different gems. Nice. And then this one came from my friend Rose. She always dolls up everything. Purple Posy and Gorgeous Grape. And I think this is, I want to say Pool Party, but I don't know. Maybe, maybe Mint Macaron. I'll have to ask her about that one. But it's so cute. She always dolls up the inside too. So I love that. Those are my swaps for this week. And I actually joined another swap with some demonstrators, so I got to make 25 of something this coming week. So we'll see what I get inspired to make. We'll see. So today, this week, I wanted to do square cards because I like them. I like making square cards. I feel like my paper's not straight here. And for the most part, square cards, so this first one I'm going to make is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I do this because it fits in the regular envelope, our, you know, medium size envelope, and no extra postage, fits fine. For things that you want to make that the next two are going to be bigger, we can still mail things that are square. You just have to put extra postage on them. I got these special ones, non-machinable, because the square cards are non-machinable. They have to hand cancel them or whatever. But it's only 15 cents extra. So it's the same thing as when stamps are overweight and you have to put that extra flag stamp. That's a 15-center. So you don't need to put two 55-cent stamps on it. It only needs the extra 15. And of course, that's all on the postal site. But so I think it's more reasonable, you know, to send square ones. It's not like it's breaking the bank for the extra postage. Plus, I like them. They're pretty. So let's get started. The first one, this is just Jade and a lot of different gold and a new embossing folder. Oh, you know what? Let me get that. I thought I had that with me. One second. I just got that from the holiday catalog. I broke down and got some of these. It's wrapped in texture embossing folders. They're the smaller ones that are like 3.5 inch wide. So there's little dots and then this little kind of weavy looking one. So that's what I use for that. You know what? I have to hit refresh for a minute. It seemed like that was stuck. Yep. Interesting. I don't know why this is keeps freezing on me, but it looks like I'm good now. Okay. So anyway, wrapped in texture, that's what I used. And I've already embossed my little piece. So like I said, this is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So that's just 8 1/2, and then fold it in half. Our regular 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock. Just, you know, cut off a slice. Now my dilemma with square cards is, do I have it open this way or this way? Normally I tend to go this way because it seems like whenever I sit it up like this, invariably it will decide to flatten out and it doesn't stay up nice. So I always tend to go that way, and that is just personal preference. Let me give that another fold. So I've got my piece for the inside. That's 4 by 4. And this little layer, I've already run it through the embossing folder. But, so you see all this gold? So that is embossing, and then we're going to emboss the greeting too. And this is a new one from In the Pines. So I haven't used any of the trees yet, but I like these fonts, and I will get to these trees because I do love them. All right, so embossed piece, greeting piece that I'm going to emboss. So I want to run the embossing buddy over all of this, and I gotta really like whack this just because of all this texture. And then this one. So I'm gonna do the stamping and adding all the embossing powder, and then I'll do all the cooking at once. All right, so let's do the greeting, and hope I can get this in the middle-ish. I gotta pull this a little closer to me. And I'm just using gold embossing powder. Oops. And I do want to hit it twice. Now this little bit, so I am working with Just Jade cardstock, the new in color green. And this little bit is cut from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I've been getting a lot of use out of those. All right, let's funnel this back in. Now to get this look like all over, I'm just really swiping my Versamark across, like across the top of that. And some I press down a little bit more, and we'll see what we get right now when I put the powder on. But I'm not very heavy-handed with it. I'm just trying to, you know, brush over it. And if I get it too much, I can always swipe some off with a paintbrush. Because I can tell, yeah, that's already like a lot more than I wanted. See that? Too muchy. So let's see. Maybe I need to flick it more. Now this isn't going exactly as I planned. So I do want to add a little bit extra, see if that, nope, that's not, all right, that's more reasonable. That's not totally covered. And that, take some off, put some back on. Of course, when I made it the first time, none of this happened. It landed perfect. All right, I'm gonna go with this. Get my finger out of that. But you get the idea that you just want to, you know, give the Versamark a little swipe over your textured bits so that it will pick that up. And you can do that with plain paper too, if not embossed. You know, just plain cardstock. Let me get this out of the way. I'm actually doing embossing on all 3 cards today. I realized that last night. I was like, oh, wasn't paying attention to that. But all right, let me get this heat gun going. Ooh. Nice. Okay, I like it. And I have a feeling like a lot of this is going to get covered up anyway. But I like how that ended up. Alright, so I'm just going to glue the embossed bit right to the front of my card. And I'm using the liquid glue. Which I tell you, with this art journaling class, I finally learned out how to use the matte gel stuff that I've had. Because I'm going to be using that for my cigar boxes. There's so many different types of glue and adhesives out there for different things. Some work better than others, you know. This matte medium stuff, it seems like it keeps it pliable, like the paper, after you've glued it. I'm going to hold this for a second and have some coffee. Okay, I think that's good. All right, now let me bring in the other one. Excuse me. So all these bits and pieces I cut out from different gold foil and some of my old brushed gold paper cardstock. I should have broke out my new stuff, but I really like the differences that I've got here. So I cut all these flowers and things. I used two different die sets. I used the detailed bands, these pieces, and then I use Wild Rose, these. But any like punches or any dies that you would have, just to get little shape, you know, leaf shapes. And I like that these were open. So what I did was I actually glued and taped the leaves down directly to the card. And then I set this greeting up on top of it. Normally I would put like adhesives all around here and build up the leaves behind this and then lay it down. But I had so many here that I just did some glue and random placement. And I try to keep the glue like right here where I'm gonna be putting my greeting anyway. So to keep it kind of hidden. But I wasn't being shy about it. All right, now I'm just gonna go in like the same kind of pattern that I had before. Now I just have to get that glue in there. Actually, where's my poker? And let it sit. And it will dry and everything will stay in place. Swear. Because it's just picking up that little bit that it needs. Then I'm gonna come over here. This seems like the only tricky part is concentrating on where I want these things to go. And actually I want it kind of just everywhere. Now if you've gotten the Forever Greenery suite, like you could do the same thing with some of those dies. There's a lot of different neat, really cool dies with that, but I just didn't get that. So I'm using the leaves that I have. And then one over here. Press that down. It seems like I've got an extra, over here. And I'm gonna make this one come right here. Down. So it seems like they're all over the place, but that's fine. All right, now, so this ribbon is the vanilla with the gold trim. We've got the white with the silver trim, and then the vanilla with the gold trim. And I thought I had that right here. Oh, here we go. So this one I left plain. I left it vanilla with the gold. But I wanted to show you, oh my God, that landed right in the glue. Shoo. All right. Time out for a minute. Just want to make sure I get this off so I can actually use this card without it ended up being glued together. Whew. All right. Danger, danger. Crisis averted. All right, so back to this. This one I use the plain as it is, but I wanted to show you with the Stampin' Blend. So, you know, we've all heard it, that you can color any ink with the Stampin' Blends because it's an alcohol marker. It won't come up on your fingers like if it gets wet. So if you use regular markers, like the Stampin' Write markers, those will, the color will come out on you because it's just not waterproof. But this, I'm using the fat end, and I'm just swiping it down, and I mean, can you really tell that ribbon is really sucking up that color? Like, put it right there, look how much it bleeds. So, I guess you would be careful, like, this could really suck up your markers. All right, I think that's gonna be enough. Nope. Let me just hold it up here to measure. Looks like I need to go to about here. And it's just about eyeballing. And if you wanted to just tie a knot or a bow, I am just going with the little loop over ribbon. All right. Now see how that bled through on my paper? That's just the nature of the alcohol markers. I want to get that little bit off. Right in the garbage. All right. Now this is wet for a minute, so I just want to let it air dry for just a second. And I kind of have to pay attention to time because I have to be out of here by 11:55 also. I've got a 12 o'clock webinar for my project management cert, so gotta be online. I got the regular computer all set up for that. All right, so this I'm just going to, I like to put a little staple just to hold this ribbon in place, and it's gonna go on the back and nobody's gonna see it, so don't worry. And this is just my little stapler, but any staple will work. And then I want it to, I'm gonna sit it right across there. I am gonna use sticky strip because you want something strong to hold that. And every time I use this stuff, I think, please, please don't give me a hard time trying to peel the red stuff up. So we'll see what we get. Nope. All right, one down. Oh, good. So that wasn't too terrible. All right, and that I'm just gonna stick right on there. Okay, so we've got it like that. And then I'll just put dimensionals back there. And if you wanted to do 2 layers of dimensionals, you could do that if you want it to really pop up. Now this, I'm gonna have to press it because it's gonna touch some of that wet glue, but that's okay. That's one of the things I learned in this art journaling class, especially with dealing with washi tape, because you know washi tape's like not really the stickiest of stuff, but that you can run your liquid glue or this matte medium or stuff on your paper and then lay down your washi tape, and it's like double secure. It kind of is not intuitive to me to mix liquid with a sticky, like a tape-like thing. But what do I know? Like, it works. So now I know. All right. So then I finished these with some new, they are called Wonderful Gems. And they're in the holiday catalog. But they're like the faceted gems, the elegant faceted gems, but it looks like they've sprinkled glitter over top of them. Like, so they're not all the same. and these clear ones, you know, some have more sprinkles of glitter than others. And then the red ones, you can't really tell, but they all have the same look of that sprinkled glitter. So I'm using these. Excuse me. So I'm going to do a big one down here. And some little ones. And like, see, these two up here, they don't look like, let me see if that's in camera better. They don't look like they have the same amount of glitter. So I'm going to put that over here, one of these, because it's kind of going to get lost on that background anyway, the embossed. But the shininess, that'll catch your eye still. And then I'll put one over here. Neat. So that is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Excuse me. And I remember that is because it will fit in a regular medium size envelope. The other size you could do, if you typically work with 12 by 12 paper, you could get 4 cards out of one 12 by 12 sheet. Because if you cut it 4 by 8, that'll give you, let me just draw it out. If this is all 12 by 12, let's say this is 8, and then we can do 4, so, you know, 4, 4, 4. And then this piece here is left over is 4, and you can cut that down to 8. So you'll get 4 cards and then have a little extra out of a 12 by 12 piece. Versus if you use 8.5 by 11, you'll get 2 cards out of each one. So still cool. And regular mail, regular envelope. Okay, next one. Oh, first I wanted to tell you about bingo. So while I'm getting this stuff situated. So I've got the bingo and I've got that all set up. Oh, I forgot to put this on the inside. I'll have to do that later. I'm getting ready. I'm putting out my email this weekend about that. So I've got the Facebook event created. So apparently all the details, I can't edit that event now that I've created it and I've got all the stuff buried down. So it's $35 to play bingo, and that's going to get you 6 games of bingo, and then we'll have a bonus one at the end that's going to be a coverall. So you can buy extra tickets for the bonus round only. Those are $5 a piece, and all that money goes towards the grand prize. But the 6 games that we'll play, you know, in regular bingo, all those prizes, it depends on how many people play. So the more people that play, the bigger prize pot we'll have, you know, to buy stuff. And I'll cover stuff, you know, in the next week or so. But that's the gist of it. So tell me you're going, either Facebook event or email me. We'll arrange payment and we're going to have fun. So that's that. All right, next card. This size is 5.5 by 5.5. Now you will have to make your own envelope for this, but why I like this size is because this is the largest size square card that you can get from a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Because you want, since it's square, 5.5, this is 11. So 5.5 by 11, fold it in half, gets us the 5.5. So this is the largest square card that you can make out of a regular piece of paper. Now, I love all these pinks together. So, I mean, you can obviously use any colors you want, but I'm going to do Rococo Rose, Flirty Flamingo, and Petal Pink. And I think they look good together. And then some more gold embossing for the green. And again with the Stitch So Sweetly. I just realized I used that on both of them. See, I don't necessarily plan and cut and make these all in the same day. So it's interesting. I didn't realize that I used that on both. So, all right, well, let's do some stamping. So I've got a couple layers here. This one's for the inside. Hopefully I'll remember to put that in this time. Like I said, 5.5 by 11, and then scored in half. Does anybody make square cards? I know Lori makes some, and I don't make them enough, but I like them. All right, so 5.5. This layer is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and then this smaller one is 5 1/8. Now I like this tone on tone because you see here where you stop stamping, then it still shows that border. And I like that. So that's what we're doing. All right, let's put that there. So I started with the largest stamp, the largest flower, and I've only got my little ink spot here, but you know, that's okay. They work for a reason. Now this is the Beautiful Friendship set. Lots of nice size flowers on here, and I like these fonts. So, well, birthdays are the best fit. Maybe not. I think maybe I'll do I Love Our Beautiful Friendship this time. We'll see when we get there. All right, so I'm inking it, and like I said, this is, these are distinctive, so they look two-dimensional or whatever. All right, now I'm just giving it a good press. Nice. Now I'm just taking the largest one. I'm just going around the edges some, because I want all the stamping to kind of be around there, and then the greeting and the opening here. Sorry. My throat is froggy today. All right, and then one over here. And I think that's it, but I may come back to that. So let me set this off to the side. Then I'm gonna use this bigger one that kind of reminds me of hydrangeas. And we're gonna do that in Flirty Flamingo. And I am not concerned that I'm just stamping right over everything. I'm not masking anything. It's just kind of all over the place. And like I want some in that in the corner. And some over here. And another little bit. So, I'm liking it. All right, I'll put this over here. And then this rose, then I'm going to do that in petal pink, and then I will add some petals, like some green petals. And this is just like filling in some, adding some more color. And then I did do this on my tag a little bit too. I'm going to do it on the different side, on the right hand side. Just a little bit. All right. And then we'll go in with some soft sea foam. Now I didn't leave a whole lot of room like back here for the leaves, so they're just gonna have to poke out here and here. Then I had some there and a little on the tag. So one here. Nice. And if you had like 3 different shades of purple, that would be nice. Blues, you know, whatever is your favorite color, just pick 3 different shades and throw them on the same card. And I think you'll be happy. All right, so let's emboss this. So actually I said I was going to change the greeting because I've got this still happy to know you. Let me just stick that there. So let's do I Love Our Beautiful Friendship. And I'm glad I can see through these. Yep, that's gonna fit. All right, so I need embossing buddy. Where did I leave that? Here we go, right where it lives. Duh. All right, I'm really giving that a good rub because I haven't realized like how long the inks stay wet. If you try to go to emboss it too quickly, like all this would pick up powder. And that's not what I want. All right, so let's get the Versamark. And pardon me while I pull this so I can see it. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Good, good, good. Nice, and I'm gonna hit it again. Okay, that's it for the gold embossing powder. All right, now bear with me while I heat this up again. Actually, I'm not gonna need that ink pad. Whew, that's hot. Okay. All right, now while that is cooling down for a minute, I'm gonna go ahead and mount all our layers. So vanilla on vanilla. All right. Now I just recently got, I wanna pop this up. That would be a lot of dimensionals and take a lot of time. And for a lot of cards, Sue, you can't get used to Thursday morning. You're funny. So for bigger cards and I've been using, you know, a lot with the slimline cards. I like this. I just got this off Amazon, and it's just like a 1-inch foam tape, and that just adds quick coverage. Yeah, Sue, I love it. I was just saying, pick any 3 colors. So this one I did Rococo Rose, Flirty Flamingo, and Petal Pink. But I think any 3 colors, different shades, would be beautiful together. Like purples or blues, whatevs. All right, so that foam tape, I got that off Amazon. And I think I ordered the wrong thing because I didn't plan on getting 1 inch wide. I wanted like a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch, but I don't think I was paying attention to, you know, what came up. So I get what I get. All right, so I'm gonna put this on, and it is really sticky. I went to layer the first one and it stuck down wrong, and it was a bear to get off. Okay, oh, I like that already. Now before I forget, I'm gonna put the piece on the inside. And this is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And I like adding this inside to write in, but also when you get cards this big, you need it for stability, because otherwise that would just be a little too flimsy. And then when you add the extra piece of cardstock, it just sturdies it up some. Okay, so now, I want the greeting to go here. So do you notice this little ruffle of ribbon? So I'm going to show you that. I've done it before, but it's worth repeating. So I'm going to use sticky strip, and I want the sticky strip behind the bottom. I'm going to go as close as I can. All right. I'm going to peel this off. Second try. I'm going to peel this off. Nope. Let me try this end. I knew it was going to get me on one of these. All right, there we go. So I'm going to make the ruffle. So it's going to go along the bottom here. I'm going to pick this side, and I'm using this scalloped lace trim. So I'm going to start it at the edge and fold it over, and then back and forth. So I'm like making my pleats, kind of. That's what these are. Folding and pressing onto that sticky strip. Folding over. And the closer and more you fold, the thicker it's going to be. And I'm just trying to keep it straight and even. All right, and then when I get to the end, let me peel that up. One more. I mean, that's very thick, but I like it. So let me trim this off. Yeah, so these are on their way out. I've had these on for like 2 weeks now, and you can see how they're growing out. All right, so I want to smash this down a little bit because that got really puffy. And you know what? Let me bring that other stuff back because before I used, like, I cover this whole thing in dimensionals. And let me make sure, is this 1 inch? Yeah, that's gonna work. All right. So then I can catch this. Now, when I had dimensionals, I just put dimensionals right on the edge of that. This, I'm gonna catch right on the edge of all that lace. And that's gonna work out easier and quicker than just one thing to peel. All right, and then I'm gonna put this, I don't like how that's hanging over. Try to squeeze that in there. I'm gonna put that right there. And did I get that straight? I hope so, because there's no coming back from that. And then I finished this one off, the elegant faceted gems that I love, that I've had those back in like June or July, I forget what. These are perfect for this card. Now I'm gonna use the petal pink ones. So I'm gonna do one square, one large one. Get these off. And I'm gonna put that like right there. And then I'm gonna use 2 of these small ones. And like here and here. Same places kind of that I put them in before. But nice, I like it. So again, this is 5.5 by 5.5. This is the largest size square card that you can make from a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Yeah, Sue, the lace, I don't use it enough, and it seems like I keep buying it like every time they change it out. I've probably got 3 different spools of it, so I just have to use it up. All right, one more coffee. All right, while we're in between, I just got my paper pumpkin the other day. I know Sean got hers yesterday. I did open mine, and it's got this cute ad and reminder for next month's kit. So, you know, I love fall and I love pumpkins, and I just am loving these colors. See this little witch hat, and then there's pumpkins here. So apparently this kit, usually every year we get some sort of kit that'll make Halloween treats, but not everybody does Halloween. So this year they wised up, and this kit is gonna make either Halloween treats, or you can make them fall. So you could use them like for Thanksgiving favors or something like that. I feel like my camera's crooked now all of a sudden. Is it just me? Maybe I need to bring that up just a little. Something happened. All right, anyway. But so you can use it either way. You can use them for Halloween stuff, or you can use them for Thanksgiving. And frankly, I'm not gonna make Halloween treats this year. I usually make really cute ones and give them out with like full-size candy bars, or I really load it up with candy. But I don't want people coming to the house. You know, I just don't want to deal with that this year. So I'm going to save mine for Thanksgiving, and hopefully we'll be able to get together by then. I mean, we haven't done anything as a family since like Christmas, really. You know, Easter we Zoomed. Mother's Day, I don't think we did. Well, my mom came over, but we didn't get together, so hopefully we'll get there. But I'm excited about this kit that you can do some of each, you know, either or some of both. So, and I'm loving all these pumpkins. All right, so that was that. And we are 20 of, so good timing. All right, the next square card. So I showed you how to make the largest size card you can out of 8.5 by 11. So the next size would be 12 by 12. And I know not everybody has it, but you know, you can. So out of a 12 by 12 piece, we can make a 6 by 6 card. And you could get, you know, obviously 2 out of 1 sheet of paper because you cut it 6 by 12. And I love this. This is a very nice big card. All right, so we're using Pacific Point, Just Jade. This is my inside bit. So 6 by 6, this is probably, yep, 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Then I trimmed down this paper. So, you know, I've been recently, in the last couple weeks, I've been putting together this, my Wheel of a Done class, Wheel of a Done Suite card class. And this is not from that class at all. This is a separate card completely. I didn't use these papers in that class, but I love them because it's the scene. And then look, it's the sunbeam. Like, I didn't even notice this until the other day. So that's cool. And then paired it with the whale punch. So I am going to emboss on vellum. And you can do that without warping your vellum. You have to use vellum cardstock because it's thicker, not vellum paper, which I don't know where you can get that anyway. But you also have to like heat the gun off to the side for like a minute, get it good and hot, and then the embossing will go quick. So I've already punched out the hearts, and we're going to emboss that, and then we're going to finally make with the whale punch Shamu. It reminds me of Shamu from SeaWorld. But when I first got this punch, I was like, what are these little bits for? Like, I couldn't figure this out. And then I saw something, like I finally looked on Pinterest at other ideas after I got my card class finished, because I don't like to be influenced by anything else I may see, so I don't actually go hunt for things until I've already like designed my own stuff. And I didn't know what these were for, but now that I looked on Pinterest, then I see, oh, it's to make that kind of whale. You know, this could be gray or whatever. But neat. So let's start by taping all these papers down. And then I can move that off. So like I said, Just Jade. And you could have used maybe Balmy Blue, or this is Pretty Peacock, but I thought the Just Jade looked better. All right, and again, I'm going to use the that foam stuff that I have to pop this whole layer up. And I'm only using pieces about that big. So what's that, a couple inches, 2.5 or so? And you may notice I go in the direction, I go across, down, this one will go across and down. I just feel like it gives an even coverage that way. All right, now I can stick this on the card front. And that roll of stuff I got was like, I don't know, 36 feet or something like that. But it's not going to last as long as I expected, which is fine. All right, let me pull this closer so I can get it right, because like I said, it's super sticky. Okay, wow. So even just here, like, since the scene is already built for us, that's pretty cool. All right, we've got our heart that we're going to emboss. Oops. Let me get this. I need things out of my way. All right, and I'm bringing in the Artistry Blooms sequins. And we're gonna punch and make another whale. So you need some red, some black, and a little scrap of white. Okay. So we want his body. I'm going to punch. So I'm just going to punch everything and then throw out the bits that we don't need. So I need him. And I wanted to have them facing each other. So you just flip them around and I need this, his fin. So all this other stuff gone. All right, now I need the punch again, and is this white? Yeah, all right. So this time I only need this little corner, that little strip. Okay. And then I need a little bit of red. So I know these are the water holes or whatever, the air holes, but it looks like hearts. So that's why I did it in red. And you can pick whatever color you want, obviously. But that's what it made me think of. All right, so I'm just gonna punch this. And I used regular glue, but I'm going to use the fine tip glue pen on this case. All right, and I had to get my tweezers out to hold everything in place. This is so tiny. So this guy kind of goes, you have to play around with it. Like right here is its best fit. So I'm going to turn that upside down. Now this fine tip glue, always keep it screwed together when you're not using it, and mine doesn't want to come off. There we go. It's got a pin in it, and you do want to keep that pin in when you're not using it. All right, clear. And I'm gonna stick this back in. Like even just between using it here and on this fin, I want to get that pin in there. This I gotta turn a little bit, so wanted it like right there. And I can see some globbing out the sides, but it is what it is. So I just want to sit here and hold this for a second. Check time, 12 minutes, yeah. Doing good. All right, let me come back to that. Now, let me put this on. And he's just getting glued up. You could pop him up, but I didn't pop this one up. So this one's just gonna have to get glued on as well. Oh, and you know what? I just realized I need 2 hearts from the red. And those I used glue dots to attach. All right, so let me get this pin back in. Screw the cap on. And this stuff lasts for a while. I've had this for at least 2 years, maybe longer. Can't always remember when I got stuff. All right, I think that's the direction. Well, it is now. Whether that was right or not, that's the way it's going now. Okay, let me punch one more heart. And then I will glue dot those on. So I want them to go like this direction with the little one to the right. Just, it looked more heartish. So I'm just gonna put this glue dot right kind of at the bottom-ish. And I'm just eyeballing. All right, so then the other one I want to go the opposite direction. And there. All right, and now we're going to emboss the greeting. I'll put those, scoot those up for a minute. Now the thing with attaching vellum, let me bring this back in. I have never found any tape or glue or adhesive of any kind that doesn't show through vellum. Even though I've bought plenty, even at stamp conventions and expos and all that, that they all advertised, oh, it doesn't show through vellum. It wasn't intentional, but they were all liars. Like everything I can see through it. So what I found when you try to use vellum is you put adhesive behind things. So I've actually got tape behind here right on the vellum. And then I put a glue dot right in the middle of this O because it kind of blends in. You can't tell. And I think I put one behind here too. Then when I got over to this edge, there's one here underneath this sequin. So you just have to hide the tape. I have not found anything that truly doesn't show through vellum. And this is talking through cardstock. The vellum paper is even thinner, so even less of a chance of not seeing through that stuff. So just keep that in mind. That's the way to go with vellum, is you just have to hide your adhesive. Okay, so this has like a little bit of glue. So the first one I embossed it in gold, but this time I'm going to use silver because I just have a feeling I am going to like that better. So embossing buddy, still use the embossing buddy on your vellum. And am I going the right direction? Because when you die cut these things, there is a right side and a wrong side. So this is the front. And this is from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I mean, not Stitch So Sweetly. Be Mine, Stitch Be Mine or something. It's like a Valentine-y anniversary set. Okay, so Versamark. My love for you is bigger than the ocean. So, give this to someone that applies. I'm going to stamp this kind of as far down as I can go and still have it centered. Hopefully that worked good or well. And then let's add our silver. I'm going to give it one more. So three swipes. Nice. Okay, let me funnel this back in and then fire up my heat gun. Yikes. I hate when embossing powder goes everywhere. Like, even unintentional. Okay, time out while I get this going. Because like I said, you want to turn your heat gun on and heat it up for several seconds, maybe 30 seconds or so it's good and hot. And then I will come in and it should emboss it like immediately, because you don't want the heat to be on your paper for long. You don't want it to warp. So that's why we heat it up first and then go at it. Okay. Okay. See how quick that went? Just because you heat it up ahead of time, and there's no warping. So perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. All right, now I have to let this sit for a minute. But like I said, I'm just going to put tape right here and here, and then I'm going to put a glue dot behind some of these letters. And actually, you know what I can do in the meantime is get the dimensionals. I want to use black dimensionals behind these whales. Yeah, is it just me, or, I mean, did anybody else go to SeaWorld and see Shamu the killer whale when you were a kid? We love going there. Let me add this one. And it looks like I've got a mix of minis and regular, so we'll have to make do. All right, that's there. I'm just gonna cut these up. Sue, have you guys gone down to SeaWorld since you've been down there? Taking the grandkids or anything? I mean, do people still go down there, right? I mean, maybe not now. We went one of the last times we were in Florida a bunch of years ago. Stuff is just never the same, like, as it was when you were a kid. I guess we should have expected that, but we still had a good time. All right, let me peel these up and be ready to stick them on. Oy. And like I said, you will have to make your own envelopes for the 5.5 and this 6-inch card. But that's doable. You have paper, and if you don't have the envelope maker, I've heard that there's like apps or something, or you can Google it on the internet and see like measurements for scoring and stuff. Okay, this is ready. Let me add tape. So again, I'm going to put tape here and here. And then glue dots, I'm going to, let me see. I want it to go right behind the O. So I'm going to stick it. I can barely see through there. So this is how I did it last time. I actually just picked it up with my tool here and laid it down. So can you see that it's right there? And I'm going to put one right behind the E also, because that was kind of enough masking, like to hide it. All right. So we'll put that on. Yep. Good, good, good. And then we'll stick these guys on. And I held them like at the same time and see like, man, I want them pretty close. There we go. And then I put one more glue dot under there and I'm going to cover that up with a sequin. So again, I'm going to pick it off and right there. Okay. So now we're almost there. I got just a couple minutes. We want to use our Artistry Blooms sequins, which are this month's gifty if you use the Hostess Code. And I'm just going to go in the same order. So I wanted a raspberry one there. Let me spread these out. A big blue one to cover up that glue dot right there. And I'm going to do a little calypso here, right on the edge over there. This yellow or mango, whatever, a tiny one over here. And then another little blue one here. Like, So that's that. And then I finished off, I used pearls for their eyeballs, but you could use rhinestones, I suppose, anything. I just, this size pearls that I had left, I thought were a good size. And actually, you could color these and make them gray, but I don't have time for that. So we're gonna get this going. And I think that's about right where their eyeballs go. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm okay with it. So that's that 6x6 card. So let's bring the other ones back in. We had 6x6, 5x5, 5.5 by 5.5, and then the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I hope you like these square cards. And let's see. Oh, I got a button added on my Facebook page to sign up for my newsletters. I finally got it integrated with MailChimp. So please go over, find that on my page and click it and sign up and you can get my emails. I'm working on my next one that's going to have information about bingo and my cigar box class that I am filming in this next week. So thank you guys for being here and I will catch you later.